You bet.
Despite the latest developments, our next guest still believes the financial impact of Boeing is limited. Nicolas Owens is an industrial equity analyst at Morningstar. Nicolas, great to have you with us. What was so striking to me just, on Monday was to see lots of analysts come out and basically say there is limited financial impact. And I understand that you're a financial analyst, and so you have to plug things into the model. But aside from a financial impact, which may just, be tens of millions of dollars in the next couple of weeks or so, is there a bigger impact that you're concerned about that will hamper the stock?
Sure. I think I want to take that in two parts, and we can get into the backdrop of why Boeing has a lot of, let's say, upside to it over the long term, just there's a secular growth market for these planes. But so in terms of the impact of this incident, I like that estimate of, 2-week grounding, maybe a couple $10 million. What I would worry about is if somehow this bolt or door issue spreads to hundreds of more planes and the groundings go on for more weeks. That would, again, add up to some money that Boeing can afford at this point. The real risk is that their ability to deliver planes over the next couple months and years gets slowed down again. That's really the risk to, let's say, my thesis about the company and my $232 fair value.
Is there no
that they would have to go back?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, Nicolas, but I'm sort of curious about this notion that, that Boeing as a company and under the leadership of this one CEO has had some major incidents which make the flying public question whether or not they want to fly on Boeing planes. To various degrees, obviously, this is a much smaller and contained incident versus the prior with the Max. But that this can happen and that there isn't a bigger impact or a bigger investigation into Boeing, questions about Dave Calhoun's leadership or anything like that.
Yeah, so I see this incident, and I think Dave Calhoun is speaking in a way that makes it seem that he sees it this way too. It's a wake-up call, right? Thankfully, everyone walked away from that plane, and he thanked the crew and the leadership of Alaska. I see this incident as the most recent in a pretty long string of these so-called quality escapes, some coming out of Spirit. Ultimately, Boeing, I think, the buck stops with them. It's their product. This one was far more dramatic. What you've had is a series of notices that a certain tail assembly wasn't done quite right, and they've been inspecting them as they go and telling people before anything awful happened, right? So that's, I think, why this takes a more dramatic effect on the reputation. But it's been this dribble of these quality control issues over the last couple of years, and I think they all come from a disrupted manufacturing operation.